But we were talking about, you own a business, TC Rolling Films, and that's when I hired you, and we started getting together and making videos. And I mean, we've been friends for a minute now. I mean, working together, good friends for what, 4 or 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
A long minute, like, which is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to see each other like kind of develop and stuff. So, but with that being said, though, being that owner and a business owner at TC Rolling Films, and now working for somebody, like, what are the pros and cons of that? We discussed. I had he's in this kind of spot where he's kind of thinking about working for a company because of the amount of the stress isn't worth it for him. And it is a lot of stress. Like when clients don't pay on time, or they don't pay in general, or you send a video product or a video thing and they don't get back for 3 weeks or months later, and then you finally do and you're like, all right, you ready to pay? They're like, oh, we'll pay you next month. And you're counting on that income, because especially when you run a business, like, that's your only income. But he's now thinking about, like, it's just, instead of chasing clients and all that extra work, why not just work for a video production, company, and just get a nice flat salary or hourly pay when you don't have to worry about all the taxes, and you miss this, so now you have a $500 government fee and you have to get this and XYZ. Like, what would you say about all that? Because what I'm saying is you owned your own business and now you work for somebody else. Like, what are your pros and cons?
Well, my situation is kind of different because I'm under the umbrella. If I got fired right now or got laid off, all the clients I've gathered are still my clients. System Tech is a cable networking company. They deal with all the communication systems in a building.
Gotcha.
Nothing to do with media.
Okay.
Right? So I was hired on to do their marketing and their videos, as well as go out and
find
my own clients to do weddings, commercials, promo videos, right? So like I said, if I were to get fired or I get laid off, those clients aren't going to go to System Tech.
Right, yeah, because they're dealing with you.
They deal with me.
So
System Tech just bills them, and right. So I do kind of have, I don't have the full stress of being on my own, but I do in a sense, because I'm responsible
for these clients. Mm-hmm.
Those clients, and I have to, I can't just not find any clients.
Right, exactly.
I have
because they're like, hey, you haven't brought any income in for 3 months. So
right, yeah. So
you're still out there grinding.
And I have some goals too I got to meet. I don't plan on just being stagnant and just being okay at,
oh yeah,
on the business side.
That's good.
So what I would say is probably, well, what's the question again?
I would just want to know your pros and cons for
pros and cons.
But like you said, I mean, it does make sense that you are a little bit different. You are going out there, but I mean, let me put it like this: if I'm running a business and I'm barely pulling $20K a year, which is not a lot of money when you have $15,000 of equipment, especially in the first year, and you have credit cards loading up, all that stuff. But I get a job offer. Hey, we're gonna pay you $40K salary to work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job for maybe a college or somewhere else. Like,
I would say that it depends on how bad you want it, right?
Right.
And I don't think I would say it's quitting for him to take a job or.
Oh yeah.
But to get on his feet, to learn something, that will help him in the future, to go out on his own and to be a little bit. The stress is always going to be there, but
right.
It's easier if you know what you're doing and you know the process and you know the business side, that you're going to be more successful, right? So if it takes going to another job and kind of figuring it out while taking care of you and your family, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And if you decide, well, I'm fine with this actually, and there's whatever makes you happy, you should do it. But if you really do want your own company and do your own videos, then you can still figure it out. You can still put in those extra hours after work and hone your craft, right?
Right, hone your craft, exactly.
And that craft is the business side too, because that's a craft in and of itself.
Right.
Which is, it's very important, because if you don't have that down, then it's just going to be a hobby, right?
Exactly.
So, but there's there's things you can figure out. This is one thing I'm learning slowly, slower than I should, but you got to collaborate. You
Right.
can't do it all by yourself.
Right.
Filmmaking is a team sport.
It is a team sport.
Um,
But when you're out here and you're running the video production, I mean, I think you had an assistant at one point, or maybe still do, but I'm sure for the majority of the times you're pulling up with your own camera, with your own audio gear, with your own lighting, all that kind of stuff, right?
yeah, I had Levi Gunderson. He was great. Now he's moved to Boise and stuff. But
So what I'm saying though is like you have all of those hats to when you pull up to shoot something, you have so many hats where it's like so much to stress.
well,
about,
that's why it's been nice to be hired on by an ad agency to be their freelancer, their subcontractor,
Right.
because they take care of the writing, the client. I show up and we talk about the concept, and
You do the work and you
then I
bounce.
shoot it, I edit it, I send it out.
So going back to the question though, maybe a little bit more personally to you, why continue to work for a company when you can start your own business?
Well, I feel like I'm not ready. I feel like I need to improve my managerial skills. That's one
Okay.
thing I really have to improve on, because when I did have those assistants, I've had two guys under me before, and I feel like
It helps.
it does help, but you're the coach,
Yeah.
and if you can't lead and can't figure things out, then it turns into there's a lot of wasted time
Right.
and stuff. So that's one thing. And Levi, I was figuring it out. I had improved before with him prior to the first guy that was helping me out. Man, there was a lot of mistakes made there.
That happens.
He wasn't. He had the wrong mindset, completely wrong mindset. What helped with Levi though is he had the right mindset.
That's
I mean, he was a team player and he was a go-getter too.
That's
And
good.
he loved it. He loved filmmaking. Well, he
Right.
loves it still.
Still doing
He's
it.
still with us.
He's
You
still
know?
with us.
He's
Rest
not
in
gone.
peace.
But yeah, he loves the field. But in the first guy, he had the wrong mindset and he didn't really care. It
Right.
seemed like he just wanted a paycheck.
Right. Exactly.
And I wish one of the mistakes my boss had us lay him off. And looking back at it now, I wish I would have just pulled the plug,
Right.
because it made me look bad.
Right.
Actually, you know,
That sucks.
like one instance, and I'll describe the mindset was, he flat out told me, "I'm done at 5, right? If there's a shoe after 5, I'm not doing it, right?" He didn't say it like that,
But
but
obviously, like, hey,
but
I'm
pretty
done.
much he said
Yeah.
it like that,
Right.
and I was just like, what? I mean, most video production companies, yeah, it's 8 to 5, and they schedule their shoots during then, but
Sometimes,
but I'm not one of those video productions. I do a wedding, or I do a commercial, or I'm shooting a short film, and
Yeah.
sometimes you got to
But
do that.
even at the highest of branch, you would feel like something can go awry. Like, what if your actress, the main actress, is an hour late? I mean, you're not going to be like, everybody pack up, we got to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
you got to shoot it. You know?
you got to shoot it. It's not like you're working at a job where there's a conveyor belt, and it's not like that, right? And so he had that mindset, and there was plenty of red flags that I wish I would have known at the time, but I look back and I was like, man, I should have just pulled the plug on him, let him
Right.
find somebody else.
But it was your first time. You learn and grow. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So with Levi, I didn't have to like be challenged with that same lesson. He was a go-getter. He loved the
Awesome.
profession.
And
He was
could see that.
completely willing. If there was a shoot at midnight, I mean, he'd be there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I know this guy, the guy he's referencing to, because Insect that we were talking about earlier, I took with him, and I've just known him around, and he's definitely a very solid go-getter guy, respectful guy, and I definitely know that. Like if he says he's there, he'll be there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he goes all out. Like he was literally the day before the presentation, staying up till 3, 4 a.m. reading his lines, and I was like, this kid's got like work. Like he wants to go out and give the best presentation he can give. you
Yeah,
know?
and that's the people you want to help you and stuff. So, I mean, the reason why, I don't just say see a system tech.
And he's a good dude.
So I would never. I'm loyal to them. I would never just say see ya.
Right.
But it
No.
would maybe separate a little bit more into a partnership as rather than just an employee.
An
So I would want
umbrella,
to
yeah.
give back to them for what
Right.
they've given me. So
And
my
that's
goal is
awesome.
to really increase my revenue and make it it's okay now, but I really do want to make it successful and
keep
be able to
going.
give back like we'll give back to them,
Mhm.
but also give back to others that may need help like I needed it.
Right, for the
So
opportunity he's giving you. No, that's
yeah,
totally makes sense.
so I will never forget the good deeds given to me for sure.
Mhm.